Hey, what's going on? Matthew Taman here. Listen, I have some very important information I'm going to share with you that will help revolutionize what you think about business. So make sure that you have something to write with, a pen, a paper, a notebook, a tablet, a napkin, whatever it is. And also, please go somewhere that's quiet so that you're not distracted for a few moments as you learn what I'm going to teach you here, because it is going to change completely the way that you look at business. And at the end of this video, you are going to apply everything that you're learning with this. So make sure that you're going somewhere that is quiet so you can be able to focus on this. Okay, so let's get started here. Today, I want to talk to you about a question that every entrepreneur needs to ask himself. Matter of fact, this one question right here, this is one word, completely changed the way that I do business. It just changed the way I do business. The moment that I started using this word, my business just went from here all the way to here. And I want to share with you what that word is, okay? And here's the word. Just one single word. How? This word right here is so powerful as a business person, as a person in general. If you want to take your business to the next level, you have to get comfortable asking yourself this question: how? You're trying to increase your income. How do you do that? You want to buy a better car. How do you do that? You want to buy a private jet. How do you do that? You want to do this. All the things that you want to do in business boils down to this question, how? But why is this how so vital? Why is this such a key thing? Because one, when you begin to ask yourself how, it allows you to think beyond your circumstance. Think beyond your situation. It allows you to think so much more than what you're actually facing. A lot of times when people are going through things, they don't really think much. They don't ask, well, how can I do this? You know, I heard about a story one time about a young lady. She was about 17 or 18 or something like that. She had just started college. And she said, Daddy, you know, for my first car, I want a Mercedes-Benz, you know, the E-Class that has this and that. And the daddy came to him and said to the little girl, you know, you want that car. Why do you want that car? When I was your age, I didn't even have a car like that. And he just went off and he was angry. How could you want this car and this and that and that? When the right question he should have asked, opposed to his daughter, was, okay, you want the fancy car? You want the fancy home? You want X, Y, and Z? You have a list that you want to get? The one question that I want to pose to you is, how do you plan on getting that car? How do you plan on getting that house, on getting that new boat, on getting that new private jet? How do you plan on doing that? So when you ask that question, you start to think differently. Another thing too is you start to react differently. When you ask the how question, you start to react to things a whole lot differently, because now your thinking cap is on and the thinking juice is flowing, and you always react, okay, I want this new car. How can I get it? You know, for a little while, I wanted to buy a Ford F-150. Years ago, I wanted to buy an F-450. And I wanted it, but I just couldn't afford it, you know. So I really wanted, and I had to ask myself, well, how can I afford this car? Well, not too long after that, I recently just purchased a Ford F-150, which I absolutely just love. And it was a newer model. So by asking myself, how can I get this car? It allowed me to put my thinking cap on, and I was able to afford to buy the car. So another thing that asking this question, how, does is, it allows you to make important moves. When you ask how, you begin to make moves immediately. When I began to ask, how can I get this car? Can I increase my income? How can I do this? It allowed me to begin to make strategic and important moves, not just urgent moves. It allowed me to put myself in a position that I said, okay, I want this, but how can I get it? So I began to write down the list of different ways of how I can be able to get that thing. Okay, so I want to do an exercise right now. I want you to grab a pen and paper Okay? Write down the one thing, your biggest goal for this year is. Write down the biggest thing that you want to accomplish. Okay? And I want you to do something. I want you to write down 20 answers to whatever that thing is. How can you get this? So if you want to increase your income to whatever that number is, maybe 50,000 more, a million more, 5 million more, I want you to ask, how can I increase my income by 2 million more per year, or close better deals? I want you to write down 20 answers to that question, how you can be able to do that. And you're going to realize that the first few, maybe 4, 5, or 6, those come in easy. But by the time you get down to 10, 11, 12, I did this exercise myself, and it changed my focus. It changed my focus completely. So when I did that, it allowed me to start processing things differently. And I looked at this how question in a whole different dimension. So one of the last things that asking how question does is you're able to come up with solutions. Solutions is the key to success. There's not a single problem that you're going to face that there's not a solution for. Everything that you're facing right now, there's already been solutions for it. So the goal now is you just have to know what that solution is for that particular thing. So you want to ask this question. Get in the habit of asking how. How? Stop denying yourself of the things that you want to do. You want to get that new car? That's okay. You want to get that new boat, that new house, whatever it is that you want to accomplish, don't shut that down and say, well, I don't want to get that. That's too. No. Change the way that you think. Start asking how. When you ask how, you can accomplish and overcome anything.